AI is not going to replace human, but human plus AI is going to replace human. Who doesn't know AI?
How you sell AI across all of these different industries.
When it looks at skeptical CXOs, understand customer, make sure that you have right offering, make sure that you give right examples, and understand his pain point and create your offer according to.
It's such a classic problem for businesses of how do you ensure that the revenue that you've already billed for is realized and you claim the money.
Challenges coming around technology, adoption, ROI, that's one from the CEO's perspective. The second most challenge is about the people. I would say that AI solution as a service is going to be phenomenal offering in the industry.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Chief AI Officer. Today, I'm excited to bring you Vineet, who is the advisor and Chief AI Officer at Xoriant. Vineet, thanks so much for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you joining late from Mumbai. I'm in Brooklyn, so we're far away, but I'm excited to come together today to talk about all things AI that you're leading at Xoriant and what you're seeing in the market. Before we get started, can you give our listeners just a brief background on yourself and the scale of Xoriant?
So, my name is Vineet Moroney. I go by Vineet, and I'm working with Xoriant as a Chief AI Officer. I am building their strategy. Xoriant is about 6,000 plus associates engineering company. It's a digital engineering company and brings deep domain knowledge in engineering, particularly when it comes to the platform engineering. And we have got a huge practice in terms of AI and generative AI now. So we have got about 500 plus in AI and about 1,000 plus in data. So around 1,500 associates we work together. We call them X-Factors, not associate, but I just wanted to tell you that 1,500 X-Factors work for this company in AI.
Yeah, thank you for the brief overview. It's a new role, I think, Chief AI Officer. We've seen them around for a while, but I have a mix of people on this show from more engineering backgrounds, from more business backgrounds. It's kind of this blend of CTO, CDAO, CAIO. What is the role for you? Like, what is your remit within Xoriant?
So I am here as a Chief AI Officer. So what I am trying to do is three things. One thing is that how we can bring real adoption of AI for our customers. That's one. Second is what I called as AI Insight, where how do we implement AI inside making the organization AI native. And also I am taking care of the partnership, which partnership we need to invest in and so on and so forth. So basically three things. One is the building strategy for this company, that what sort of AI offerings we can take to the customer. AI Inside, which is implementing AI for the company. And third thing is partnership. That's what I'm here to do for the company.
And as you try to implement those three different streams, or take responsibility for those three streams at Xoriant, what are some of the challenges that you're facing in the market and some of the misconceptions around AI that you see?
So if you ask me, is that there is a lot of AI hype in the market, right? And there are a lot of innovation happening, a lot of capex going in AI. But what I see is the adoption and ROI, right? Now, the customer asks me how I adopt AI and what ROI I can bring. So I see different type of challenges, right? Now, the challenges coming around technology, adoption, ROI, that's one from the CEO's perspective. The second most challenge is about the people, right? No, it's not the tech, but the people and their resistance to adopt AI. Particularly if I see that CEOs are very enthusiastic, they want to do AI. The new generation is also very enthusiastic, learning AI. The middle management is somewhere, I see a lot of reluctance. So those are the challenges I would say that adoption, ROI, change management. These are the type of challenges I see in this implementing, whether outside for a customer or within organization.
Yeah, big themes that we could spend a lot of time talking about in each one of those. Let's start with just the change management or resistance to adoption in certain areas, right? What do you think drives that the most, and how are you finding ways to get around it or to manage that change?
So what I call is that no, we need to have AI first mindset, right? No, and that's where I said that we need to build a culture in the organization with AI first mindset. And when it comes AI first mindset, it is all about having a vision, strategy, skills, and the I would say resources and their incentives aligned together. If you don't have this, you don't have vision, you don't have strategy, and you don't have consensus, then everything will fail. And then the resources and skills are also important, right? So what I try to do is that I try to find out what are the points of friction in this entire journey, and I work on those point of friction, saying that no, if the issue is of, let's say, a strategy, or let's say if the issue is of vision, then I make sure that we are able to tell them a big strategy what we want to do. If I say the strategy more resistance is from the resources or skill perspective, then how do you enable them, how do you empower them? That's what I try to make. So basically I don't say that no, this is a standard ADACAR framework and that's what we try to use, but I would say that I do it in a way which is more pragmatic rather than theoretical.
Okay, and so you tailor that based on the organization, its needs, kind of what you see as
Absolutely,
the
absolutely.
struggle within them. You mentioned AI first. I think that's a term we hear a lot these days, AI first, AI native. What does that actually mean for you?
For me, AI first, AI native, both terms is talking about that it is the inclusive AI for the organization. When I said inclusive AI, I say that no, I am trying to make sure that my customers are adopting AI, then my teams are adopting AI, my businesses are adopting AI, my CEO is adopting AI. Right? No, it's not that no, everybody needs to adopt AI in their journey which they are doing. So when it comes to AI first, it is a culture which I would say which we want to develop, and this culture consists of everybody. So it's customer, partners, employees together, their enablement, their empowerment, their expertise, making sure that no, their aspirations are met. And that's what when we say that AI native or AI first organization, it is embedding AI into your processes, embedding AI into customer processes, core processes, not the peripheral processes, making sure that your workforce is able to understand what's AI, how they become AI fluent. I am not saying that no AI literate, AI fluent, that they can use AI tool and deliver value to the customer. So I believe that if we have to look at this, is all about a right vision, right strategy, consensus, skill, resources, and incentives. If I align these together and run the program, then I become AI native organization rather than just saying that AI first or AI native organization.
Incentives is a hard one, I think, with this, because there's, to your point, a lot of resistance from people within organizations sometimes feeling that the more they use these tools, the more they're ultimately replacing themselves, the more they train workflows, the more they feel like they're being displaced. How do you align the incentives? What does that look like across the different levels of an organization that you're helping to become AI native?
So first of all, no, I would say that no, AI is not going to replace human, but human plus AI is going to replace human who doesn't know AI. So that's the misconception. So I would say that no, it's all about when it comes to the incentive, it's from the top to bottom. How do you align the incentive? So for example, for the X factors, why called associates in the company, in a project level, usage of AI. If you say that no, in my project, I used AI, we say that this is AI fluent project or AI fluent resources, so on and so forth. So it's a very simple usage of AI, making sure that you use AI, which is approved by customer, and you deliver a project. At a delivery manager level, it is usage of AI, skilling of their resources. That's the second one, right? So it's not only usage, but making sure that you are skilling your resources. That's the second one. At, I would say, delivery head level, it's a usage, skilling, and what next you are doing to do for your customer. That's where we called as a customer co-creation, what you are next going to. From management perspective is all about that how much AI adoption you can bring, and what sort of revenue, what sort of margin, what sort of brand multiple you can get. So for me, there are three things: AI revenue, AI margin, AI multiple. So if I am able to get AI revenue, I am able to generate no margin improvement by using AI, and I am able to create brand that will give a multiple to the organization, what we called as a P ratio. That's what we measure the management. So different, I would say different scale and different ways to measure, but we measure at every level.
And that measurement, because you mentioned incentives, so is that measurement tied to bonuses, to compensation in some way to really drive the adoption, or is it? Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. So it's aligned, and at the organization level, we are making sure that it is known to everybody. So we have got what we called as our bonus, which is linked to one of these parameters, saying that now how much AI fluent you are, how much AI revenue you are bringing, if your management, how much improvement you are doing using AI margin lever. So we have, so if we have to say that now our 20% is incentive, which is bonus, then we make sure that 50% of that is linked to the AI, so that now everybody looks at AI as a structured program in the organization rather than saying that one of the thing I want to do.
And I want to keep digging into this because I think it's a very interesting structure to think about that. So would it be fair to categorize, is AI revenue essentially kind of growth, anything that is kind of new revenue growth, whereas AI margin is something where a project is driving some sort of efficiency gain within the company, and then AI brand, you mentioned, it's like, is that doing innovative use cases that are providing kind of benefits to the brand for like your customer's brand, but also your brand as the company supporting the project? Talk through a little bit those three different concepts and how you think about measurement.
You are spot on, right? So AI revenue, there are two things which we do. Is one thing is what are the services we are transforming with AI and generating revenues. So if I say that modernization, platform modernization, AI led platform modernization, if I am able to sell to our customers, that is AI led revenue, AI influenced revenue. And second is that what we called as for AI. So building AI on customer platform, improving, let's say, customer ops, and so on and so forth. So basically, core AI skills are involved in that, which is for AI. With AI is that using our service transformation with AI. So both these are considered as a AI revenue. Now, what is incentive is that when you go to the market and say that I have got AI-led modernization offering, so everybody is asking that what it means for me right now. It's faster time to market, lesser resources, more accurate, more predictable. That's how we are able to sell right now, rather than modernization can be done without AI. When it comes to AI with revenue, we have got various offering like AI Foundry, where we co-create with customer. We say that it's your vision, our acceleration, and enterprise impact. So what is your vision, how we can accelerate that vision, and we can create the enterprise impact. So that's how we position our AI Foundry for our customer and co-creation type of activities. When it comes to AI margin, the AI margin is all about using AI tools, how much efficiency you have gained. Now, even you gain efficiency, we have to also give that efficiency benefit to the customer, and there are certain benefits which you can take. So if you can't pass on all the benefit, but you can retain all the benefit when it comes to the AI margin. So when it comes that if project is using, let's say we contracted at 15% margin and we deliver 16% margin because we used AI tools, that is what is called as AI margin. And third thing is AI multiple or AI brand is nothing but that what sort of innovative cases we are taking to the customer, how customers are perceiving us, what CLTV, customer lifetime value, we are generating because of that, and how much downstream revenue I can create because of my brand. Right now, once I do this, I can create downstream revenue also. So basically, if you look at that, the companies like Palantir, if you look at the P ratio of that company is phenomenal, right? Because their branding is like AI. So it's AI first company or AI native company. So these are the three things which we take to the market, at least internally, saying that how we can improve revenue, how we can improve margin, and what sort of multiple we can bring to the company.
I love the clarity of that framework in terms of how you can measure it, incentivize it, even things that are more nebulous, like figuring out the multiple on brand using, lifetime value, whatever it might be. I'm sure there's complexity in the way that you calculate that, but it is a simple framework that I like a lot that I think our listeners will appreciate. When you bring these solutions into market, what is driving adoption among your customers, and what is causing some of the biggest roadblocks?
So I think I will talk about roadblocks first, then I will talk about adoption. So most of the time what I have seen in the roadblock is that the misconception about AI, right? When it came to AI came in an avatar which was a chatbot. So everybody earlier thought that it is a chatbot customer ops tool. No, probably it's not relevant for me. So that's where the mindset was there. And they have also seen the tools like RPA, blockchain coming, and they're not delivering value or not value at an enterprise level. So they also thought that there is a hype in this, this is no new hype now, a technology hype. So the roadblocks, I would say, one is that not understanding what AI can do. Second is, I would say fear of failure, because they have earlier tried some technology and which they failed. And third is, what we say that, I don't think my organization will require, because we are, let's say, consumer centric organization. We don't require this type of initiative. It might be for a service centric organization. So these are the 2, 3, I would say, blocks, and people is one more, right? People adoption of AI by people is also important aspect when it comes to the roadblock. Now, when it comes to the adoption, I would say that over a period, the models are maturing. Over the period, there is a lot of trust getting generated on AI. Today only SAP and OpenAI has announced that they are going to have sovereign cloud in Germany for AI. So there are measures which are going to make sure that there is a trust in the AI. And there are customers who have been now saying that they have got benefit by leveraging AI. For example, Wells Fargo, they said that 245 million customer queries was handled by AI last year. Now this is phenomenal, right? 245 million queries without any human assistant is being handled by AI. So now there is a perception that if we have right use case, we apply AI on that, then there are benefits. If you apply AI on peripheral of everything, then I think that no, you won't get the core benefit of AI. So there is an adoption happening at certain site. I would say that adoption is again the function of industry and the function. So marketing in any industry has got the highest adoption. If you said the content generation today is the highest adoption. R&D in manufacturing has got some good adoption now. So there are adoptions which are happening in a function and happening in the industry at the intersection of function and industry.
And you operate across a lot of different industries with Xoriant.
Yeah.
Which ones do you feel face the biggest readiness gap when it comes to implementing AI? And do you have a way of evaluating that with customers a little bit to know which ones are worth leaning into and which ones you should maybe step back and save time and resources with?
So I think manufacturing is the industry which was, I would say, more driven by B2B type of sell. Their focus was product and quality. And the data which they generate was not humongous. No, as against if you look at CPG, consumer retail goods, they are consumer centric industry. They were using AI in some or others mechanism in pricing, in determining when to launch a product and so on and so forth. So they had beta and they had mindset. So if you look at CPG marketing, CPG sales are using more AI. When it comes to manufacturing, now services and R&D have started using AI, but more and more in services. I would say that no, more and more in customer services, that how we can improve. And one of the new trend I am seeing is edge AI. So that no, I have I have so many equipments which I have sold to the customer. Can I sense those equipment? Can I use AI and create a new service offering monetization? That is where manufacturing industries are now, I would say, reinventing their business model.
And there you're referring to like predictive maintenance and like sensors on the machines, or what types of service offerings are they delivering concretely?
So I think it is predictive sensors. So we are working with
Yeah,
one of the LNG company where there are sensors, but the sensors are old, right? They are not
right.
generating the data. So now with AI is that whatever sensors are there, you take that sensor, you don't fit another sensor there to generate a data. That's not the thing. So you take that sensor and make sure that you train your model, find out overall equipment efficiency, right? That's where one of the things was there. One of our customer used, no, it was in elevator. They used sensor, collected the data. They used to predict when the equipment might fail and create automatic service request to the customer saying that these are the parts you need to change or this is the service you will require based on the usage pattern of that. So that sort of service offering, which is monetizing the data and creating that data into service offering, is happening more in service industry. And I would say that industries like which are more like utilities, LNG, the predictive maintenance, making sure that the overall equipment efficiency is up. That's what is the, I would say, priorities for those customers.
Yeah, I've had a few CAIOs from manufacturing and energy companies on the show, and those, you know, maintenance prediction, kind of failure prediction is where they see the highest margin improvements a lot of the time. But to be clear, what you're talking about there is training machine learning models, not necessarily generative models, right?
So the
Yeah.
both are there, right? There are machine learning
Okay.
model which are there. But now with what I am saying is that with generative AI saying that no, if there is a part replacement required, right? No, there is obsolescence management required. What sort of part is there in obsolescence management? Those are the things can be created using generative AI framework also. So it's a ML AI and some generative AI saying that no, what needs to be done. So if you think that no, if I have to create an offer to a customer saying that your equipment is due for service because of this,
Right.
I need to generate offer. That offer
Yeah.
generation is all generative AI, right? Now, what sort of part will be required, and that is what is generative AI.
Okay. So it's enabling like almost end-to-end workflow in terms of the delivery of that service. That wasn't possible before. Okay. Yeah. Very interesting example. Shifting a little bit in terms of how you sell AI across all of these different industries, right? Like, how are you advising your sales teams, your project managers, your account managers to approach a C-suite that might be skeptical as a result of some of the things you mentioned earlier, right? Previous failures or not believing the hype or not understanding the limits or even the potential of the technology. Like, how do you go about driving the transformation?
So I tell my sales guys and account managers, don't sell AI. Because if you try to sell AI to the skeptical guys, it's not going to go in the right
Yeah.
direction. So when it looks at skeptical CXOs, the first thing what I try to do is tell everybody what is called as KYC, know your customer. Yeah, what sort of customer, what sort of pain point he has, what sort of experience he had earlier, right? No, and because his experience has become now prejudiced, and therefore, no, he is resisting for this change. So first thing is know your customer. And if it is a skeptical customer, don't try to sell everything saying that no, we will be here and we will execute in a such a way that nothing is going to happen. Second is resonate his problem with a similar type of work which we have done. So that let's say if we are saying that we are going to another LNG company, we can say that in another LNG company we looked at overall equipment efficiency and we measured that there is overall equipment efficiency needs to be up for 80% or 90% or something like that. We help them to go to 92% and we can arrange a call with that customer. That's second thing. So they would believe customer rather than they believing you as a AI guys. Third thing, don't tell them that no, you hire me and everything is going to be great. You tell them that there would be sort of challenges and say that these type of challenges will come and these are the mitigation plan which I am going to have. So basically, if have empathy with them, be realistic, pragmatic, answer their no, I would say sort of issues that they have, and make sure that we are not selling a full scale AI. I would say I always tell them that no, we will do a POC for 2 weeks. If you look at POC and if you think that POC is valuable to you, then we can go ahead. And that sort of investment we can do, we can look at the investment, what we need to do. So basically creating a POC in 2 weeks and then saying that, no, I can take this to production in 90 days. So most of the time POC remains POC. They don't go to the production. And therefore their experience is that now you say something, but it doesn't scale. And therefore, no, I don't want to use. So I sell that don't sell AI. Understand customer, make sure that no, you have right offering, make sure that no, you give right examples, and understand his pain point and create your offer according to.
You touched on something that comes up a lot on this show is the amount of POCs that don't go into full-scale deployment, right? It's something that I think recently the study was also released that, questionable research in some places, but that 95% of enterprise pilots fail. It's a conversation that's been happening for a long time.
Absolutely.
What are some of the reasons that set a POC up for failure in terms of moving into full-scale deployment? And also, how do you build the business case when you're in a POC and you want to move to the next step? Two very big questions, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on them.
So while I often found that no, when we look at AI, we take the simplest case, which may not have business sense, which doesn't have a strategic alignment. And that's where we start doing a POC on that, right? And when you do a POC on which is not strategically aligned, probably 10 guys will clap, but they don't think that it is valuable, right? Now, for that, I have to go and opt for this type of model. This much I have to spend. The ROI is not clear to me. So that's where I think the peripheral POCs, what I call, fails. The most important thing is that whether the business case which you are creating is strategically aligned is going to be important. Is it a need of an hour? Now, if it is not a need of an hour, that it might be strategically aligned. It is not very urgent. It won't have. And do they have a budget for that? And is there a sponsorship? If there is a sponsorship and C-suite, then the something which will happen from pilot to production, it will go. So when we look at the customer case studies or when we create a business case, we look at the core business problems rather than peripheral problems. And we say that we look at the peripheral. These are the top 3 problems. If we implement AI in this, it's 80% AI for your organization rather than just implementing 10 use cases and it is just 5% and you are spending a lot of money. So one is right business use case. Second is strategic aligning that. Third is getting the C-suite sponsorship. Fourth is that once you do a POC is done with all positive bias, with a golden set of data. And with golden set of data, everything comes great. But when it scales, and then you find that the whatever you have seen in POC is not getting delivered. So I called as something called as AI becomes always inconsistent rather than artificial intelligence. So avoid becoming always inconsistent, and for that you need to have right set of data, right set of POCs. The third thing is latency. Everybody thinks that when you do in POC, it's great, right? Now in a seconds you get response. When you scale up, you find that it is not proving that faster. Everybody is getting fatigue because of that. So make sure that you have got right infrastructure. That's where I put in a lot of things that. And most important thing which we call AI assurance. So we have got offering on AI assurance saying that when you do everything, there is a testing you need to do for AI application. And that testing is not like when you do testing for any other application, you say 1 + 1 is 2. We are very deterministic. When it comes to AI application, it's not 1 + 1. Some answers will be okay, some answers will be great, some answers will. So what we do is AI assurance, make sure that the proper evaluation is done for the model, the proper setting have been done, the proper training has been done, and we do lot of evaluation before we jump onto the production. When we go to the production, then it is a production ready, right? No, so then there is a consistency, there is accuracy, there is a predictability, and that's what customer know. And if you take POCs to production, then we find that neither consistent nor no it is ready to have so much of load and not giving the results which you want, and therefore the POCs failed.
I love that overview. Thank you for the details as well, because the first three have nothing to do with technical challenges and are very focused on business and alignment with that, which is easy to forget when we think about the number of POCs that fail. You often jump to the conclusion that it might just be because of the technical limitations of scaling that use case. But most of the time, it just comes down to the same thing as everything else, which is it's not actually aligned with the business. It's not, doesn't have sponsor. It's not solving the right things that are valuable enough. But then to your other point, right, the fact that these are non-deterministic systems creates a lot of problems when you try to scale. And so especially if you pass every other barrier, you need to make sure that you're set up to get that last little piece over the line. And I think that both for enterprises trying to understand what they can do to better manage that process, and the startups that are trying to sell as vendors into one component of this process or to bring their POC to full scale deployment, it's a very useful framework to think about. Once you've done all those things, or I would say even before you get to that stage, what are some of the steps you take to better align all of those things to help organizations prevent a project from becoming an expensive POC that delivers nothing? What's your guiding principle there to walk them through finding the right use cases? I know they have to be aligned with, the business, the core value, but are there any other things that you look for?
Yeah, so I think, no, it should not become an expensive IT project. No, AI project should be AI project, right? So IT projects deliver more standardized content or standardized processes. So when you look at the AI as a project, I think the first and foremost thing I would say that business case evaluation. If the business case evaluation needs to be done, and we need to see that that business case makes sense to that organization. No, if it is making a sense to that organization, then there is a buyer for that, and there is also budget for that. So that is first. Second thing is that, no, what happens in POC, that there are three things which always consume your budget is talent, then this costly models, because those are not optimized, and then you say that, no, you have actually budgeted for, let's say, 100,000 tokens, but when everybody gets into, they consume 1 million token and so on and so forth, your cost goes up, right? So I would suggest that, no, when it comes that it should not become an expensive IT project, first we need to see that, no, are we taking the right business case which has got ROI? If that ROI is not there, probably it's expensive IT project which will fail. If the ROI is there, then we need to define that ROI. So I define what I termed is ROAI, not ROI. ROI is return on AI. And that's where two things. One is return on asset, and the second is return on intelligence, because you are investing in intelligence. So the three things which I try to do is that one is what efficiency you are gaining, what experience you are creating, and what business impact you are creating. So this model, what we called as EXB, experience, efficiency, and business impact, you need to measure that. And if there is a tremendous amount of business impact created, if there is a tremendous amount of efficiency created, tremendous amount of experience created, it has got everything has got a different value. Experience is all to have CLTV, customer lifetime value. Efficiency is all to have improving your margins. And I would say impact is all to create a downstream revenue. So if you think that on this EXB framework, if you apply this EXB framework to business case, that is it going to create phenomenal efficiency? It is going to create phenomenal experience, or it is going to create a business impact which will give me downstream revenue? If we measure that, then we have a right business case. And once we have right business case, then we invest in that right business case. Now there are many things that know how you optimize your tokenization and so forth, right? Now how do you make sure that, no, you don't consume a lot of tokens. So there are many fine tunings which we need to do in AI modeling. Then third thing which I have told is the evaluation of the AI, that it will it will give you the consistent result, right? If there is an inconsistency, again, nobody is going to believe. So I would tell you that no, I was asked by my CFO saying that no, I want to improve my DSO. And I said, okay, I can help you on improving your DSO, because no, he used to send mails to all account executives saying that no, you have got 100,000 invoices, you need to chase, right, and get the money from customer. Nobody used to look at that. No, nobody has time to saying that what. So I created a model for him saying that no, I will tell you which are those invoices which will not get paid on time, and just we'll follow up on those invoices, and we'll make sure that. And we created a model, we injected a data, we brought the accuracy to 87%. And that with that 87% accuracy, we chased our customer, and we chased our customer. Then we found that no, we could actually pinpoint these are the 10 invoices I need to go and ask for a customer for money. And that has helped us to improve DSO. So that's the business case, right? And if we did not use expensive model for that, it was a simple model which we have used. No, nothing great in that model, but no, the business case creation and the articulation of that business case from the business point of view was important here.
Yeah, it's funny. That is an example that has come up before on the show, and it's such a classic problem for businesses of how do you ensure that the revenue that you've already billed for is realized and you claim the money. And it's one of those examples where it might not be the most exciting, innovative case, but it drives so much business value to solve that simple problem for someone. It's a great example of what AI can do. I also really like the framework that you outlined. I would like to dig into that a little bit more because I think there's specifics there that are very interesting. So when you think about, you said the experience, the efficiency, the impact, right?
Yeah.
How are you actually measuring some of those variables? And I know that will be different for every case, but is it based on certain assumptions of like what you're driving in terms of efficiency, and then you're like using that across their financial model? Just like understanding some of the specifics about how you stitch that together, I think would be very interesting to the people listening.
So let me take the example right now from my CFO asking me, right? So he had a team who was AR team of 5 resources doing this chasing, right? Sending mails day in, day out. And that's where I said that with this model, you don't need a team, you will have a single person. Everything I will generate from AI, even the email creation, and making sure that no, that email goes to the right person and there is a follow-up happening on that email. From the experience perspective, the sales guys also thought that no, this great, now I need to chase only 10. So their experience has changed, saying that no, these guys are not coming and asking me to chase no whole lot of invoices. They are telling me these 10 specific, and that is helping improve my DSO also. So their experience has changed. And I would say that impact, from the impact perspective, I think with this efficiency and experience, the impact was DSO, we could lower it by 2 days. So that is how I would say that no, you need to do. So lowering DSO by 2 days, it was a phenomenal job, right? No, waiting from let's say X6 days by 2 days was a phenomenal job. So I would say that no, in the process, I improved the efficiency of AR guys. I improved the experience of the sales guys. I also created business impact of no reducing DSO.
Yeah, thank you for walking through that example. I think it helps to make it more concrete. Looking forward a little bit, do you think that the process for how large companies are going to buy, procure, implement AI is going to evolve over the next 3 to 5 years?
Absolutely. So I think today everybody, the big companies, if I talk about big companies, they're experimenting. They're experimenting with models. They're experimenting with hyperscalers and so on and so forth, right? My opinion is that over a period, and they are choosing a point solution, trying to do this point solution, and that trying to get the benefit from that. I would say that it will move from point solutions to more platform solutions, and more, I would say, AI-led solutions. So the example is that no, I was reading just yesterday that no, somebody has created a MCP server, and if you turn on that MCP agent, it can optimize your inventory in the network. The network inventory is that know what inventory you have at the regional distribution center, what you have at a local distribution center, what you have at the particular distribution center, and that optimization takes a lot of time, 2 weeks. But somebody is saying that you take my MCP server, I will have agentic framework for supply chain, which will optimize your inventory by just prompting. So for these things earlier, you need to have data science who can look at the things, who can look at the pattern. But now with one prompt, he says that no, we can optimize the inventory. So those type of thing, I believe that no, if organizations are able to create, then people will opt for outcomes, right? Rather than opting for no solution. Saying that, okay, I want to optimize inventory solution or optimize network inventory solution. I just go and AI is delivered as a service to me or solution to me. Um, I would say that no, this is going to be trained for smaller companies. They are going to definitely have AI solution as a service. Bigger companies still will invest in platform. This will still invest in talent because they have got no big budgets and they might create their own solutions. But over a period, I would say that AI solution as a service is going to be phenomenal offering in the industry.
Yeah, I think it's a distribution channel and just even way of delivering the software or the outcome that is very, very powerful, right? Like just eliminating the need for managing
Yeah.
a UI, just eliminating the friction in terms of adoption. I think that is where there's a lot of interesting things happening. Looking forward 5 years from now, what do you think is separating the winners in AI from the casualties?
I will tell you that the same thing right now. The companies who are going to invest in a right business case and embed AI into the core processes will be the winners. The companies who will do a lot of peripheral activities where they will have POC footing will be the losers. So I would say that if I have to look at the supply chain problem, I said that companies who will invest money in optimizing supply chain using AI and Gen AI, where the signals which are beyond the enterprises can be sort of winners. And the people who are saying that "No, I will use AI to summarize, to create report, to reconcile, will be the losers. But they will continue to do that, but no business value will be driven out of that AI implementation.
Yeah, I think that's a very well-informed prediction to make. We're wrapping up on time, so I want to go to our very quick lightning round. But personally, for you, what's the tool, the AI tool that you use the most in your day-to-day work?
I think I don't have a single, but I use ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, based on the purpose. But no, if you have to do,
Do you have
if
what's your
lot.
breakdown of purpose? Which model
So
do you
if you
go
have,
to for what?
so if I have to do independent research, I go to Gemini. Gemini does phenomenal research. If I have to do context based something, I will go and use ChatGPT saying that no, tell me how to do this and so on and so forth because it has got a good context. If I have to review a document, I will go to Claude. It has got a phenomenal reviewing capabilities. It will tell you that no, this is what is weak in this sort of offering, or this is good in this sort of offering. These are the things. So these are the three things. But no, I use no Figma. I use Lovable. I use no AI PPT. I use no other tools also. So I based on the intent, I use all these tools.
Yeah, that's funny. That breakdown of the reasons you use the different models aligns very much with my experience of them and what I go to them for as well. Do you have a particular resource that you use to stay up to date on what's going on in this very fast-moving industry?
So there are multiple resources, I would say. I would look at, I would say, customer experience, the customer insights rather than the resource. So I look at Gartner surveys, I look at McKinsey report. I also look at some of those report which you talked about MIT, right? That 95% is failure. I also look at Google publishing that 59% is success. The most important signal is your customer, how they are adopting. So I talk to my customer and get signals from them saying that what sort of thing they are doing. So those signals are more, I would say, beneficial for me to form my opinion rather than just say that no, I want to do with AI like this, or no, I have looked at this report says like this. So there are contradictory report in the market, and those contradictory report, you have to take out the contradiction, have a pragmatic view of those report, and generate
Yeah.
your own insight.
Yeah, that's the key. A critical eye on what's coming out in a very overhyped market where a lot is happening. And last one, what's one piece of advice you would give to people to change how they think about AI adoption?
So adoption and ROI, I will go hand in hand, right? Now, adoption is, I would say that if they have a right business case, they embed into the right capabilities, then I would say that AI will be successful. If you don't have a right business case, then probably the adoption will also not be there. Neither you will able to generate ROI. So right business case, integrating into the core processes, I would say that should be the mantra, rather than just looking at something to be done with AI because I have got a new tool.
Yeah, very good advice. Vineet, I appreciate you staying up so late with me in Mumbai. If people want to follow your work, where should they go?
So I have got my email ID plus Xoriant is the website where they can go to Xoriant and contact us on Xoriant, what sort of offering we have. We have got a phenomenal offering in this, and we are very pragmatic right now. We tell customer that what is hype versus what is reality. So info@xoriant.com is where they can go and they can query on anything, and we will able to answer most of these queries.
Okay, well, thank you so much. That was Vineet, Chief AI Officer at Xoriant. Vineet, thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it.